Hello everybody, and welcome to another tutorial brought to you by the Snake Room. This is going to be part 1, compromising the router, in a series I'll call securing your digital information. Now first thing we're going to have, basically let me explain what this many part series is going to end up being. Basically first I'm going to compromise a system, a network, a router, and then I'm going to show you how to secure it so it doesn't happen to you. Now the first thing has been covered a lot, and there's a lot of videos, and that's cracking WEP and getting into the router to be able to get inside of the network. Even though there's been a lot of videos, it still has to be done, so I'm going to show it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to open our WCD network manager and make sure that we're not connected to anything, and make sure we can't just connect, because maybe we can. And I don't think it's gonna let us. Bad password, of course. Alrighty, next thing, let's make sure we're not gonna magically, nope, we're not gonna magically get on online here. Okay, so here we go. First thing, we'll open up a couple terminals, and here's basically our cheat sheet right here. I already have all of the everything cached into my terminal, so I'm going to be doing it the easy way. I'm not going to be zooming or anything like that, so if you're having problems with blurry words or anything, I'm going to try to upload the best quality that I can, but make sure you change your settings and allow for the highest quality that you can. So that'll help being able to see everything. Alright, first thing we're going to want to do is ifconfig and make sure that our WLAN 0 is up, and we have it, and we do. Okay. Now, second thing, we're going to shut it down. Okay? Because in order to change our MAC, we have to shut it down. And that's another thing you want to take note of. Here's your hardware address right here. If someone's doing this to your system, you can bet that they're not going to use their original hardware address, so you can find out who they are and come after them. So we're not going to do that either. So we're going to spoof it and change it to this MAC address right here. Faked. Alright, good to go. Next thing we're going to do is bring our interface back up. Now that we have our interface back up, we're going to start a monitoring service for our interface. And we'll use airmon ng start WLAN 0. That's our interface. And you'll see now monitor mode is enabled on mon 0. Okay. Now we're going to want to shut that down, so we can change the MAC on that. We're using the same MAC we changed the original hardware interface. Okay. Now if you look, I'm basically coming down the list. Okay. Now we're going to bring it back up again. Come on up. Alright, now we're ready to start having some fun. Now we're going to do some air dump. And this is what is going to allow us to find our BSS ID for the router that we want. This is basically the only piece of information we need. It'd also be nice to find someone down under here that's associated with that router that's already in there, because we're looking for somebody on the network to hack into, basically. Now obviously this is something you only want to do on your own network. It's for educational purposes only. Okay, so I don't want to hear it if you get in trouble we go trying to hack someone else's network. That's not what this is for. That's why I'm not getting in depth on how to really do this. It's more, I'm going to get more in depth on show you how to prevent this in further tutorials. Okay, now we can see that someone is associated with it. Great. Okay, we're going to control Z or C to stop that. Alright. Now we're looking for airodump. Okay. -C for the channel because we're on channel 1. -W means write the file. We're going to name it try1. The switch --BSSID. And there's our BSSID hardware interface for the router. And there's our interface that we're monitoring on MON 0. Okay. Alright. Now we're down to firing up our air replay. We want to start off with the -1 switch, then space 0, space -A, and then that's your BSSID. There's your interface. That's going to send an acknowledgement. You can see it down here. Knows we're there. With our spoof address. Now we want to start ARP poisoning. And that's your air replay -3 space -B BSID interface. Now basically this is going to read. It's going to read a bunch of packets, and hopefully this is just going to start going crazy with ARP requests and acknowledgements. And basically what we need is this data right here to start getting crazy. Hopefully once it hits about 1,000 or so, it should start taking off. And there we go. Now basically we can fire up our aircrack and let it do the rest. -B for your BSSID, your file number to read from, your try1, and then your dash. Actually, I believe it's 1. And there you have it. Let it go to town. And this is in real time too, so you can watch it up here. And obviously my wireless card is about 2 feet from the router, so we're getting excellent reception and it's just streaming through. You can also see I'm not taking advantage of all my CPUs really either. I'm just using one. So the potential's there. And there it is. Control Z, stop. Control Z. Decrypted in under a minute. Under a minute. Look at this password. Let's copy that. Go and open our WCD Network Manager. Properties. What? I need a password? Yeah, you need a password. Okay. And we're in. There you have it. We're on the network. Well, I hope you enjoyed this part of securing your digital information, part 1, compromising the router, and I hope you'll stay tuned for part 2, compromising the network. It gets even more exciting. Until then, have a nice day.